So just to show you in pictures, the growth in open access between 2000 and 2010, the blue line at the top is us. That's the number of publications each year. The lighter blue line is Public Library of Science, we were the second open access publisher, and now have the biggest scientific journal in the world in PLOS One. But the pink line underneath it is Hindawi, coming up very fast, and the greyish line around the bottom, which is Springer Open Choice. So this is open access publications in Springer subscription journals, which went very, very slowly for a long time. And last year moved from sort of under 2,000 to over 6,000 people chose to make their articles in Springer journals open access, and that's an enormous jump. So, you know, things are growing very fast. In terms of BioMed Central, our submissions are increasing very fast every year, and we're expecting a similar sort of increase between last year and this year, which presents us with challenges, opportunities but challenges. So, as I say, increasing number of authors choosing to publish their articles in open access journals, increasing number of journal editors choosing to move their journals to open access. More and more publishers and societies, as I say, are coming into the fray, are competing with us. And more and more funders are mandating this as the way to go in terms of scientific communication. So we have a number of challenges that we have to meet to make sure that we continue to be the #1 open access publisher. We need to make sure that all of our processes, our systems, our technology, our services are scalable, and that we can actually deal with the sort of growth that we're dealing with. And we need to continue to provide an excellent service to authors, to editors, to all of the people who we're dealing with, so that everybody wants to come back and work with us. The thing about open access publishing, unlike subscription publishing, is that our relationship is directly with the author. Obviously, subscription publishers have direct relationships with the editors, but you know, if an author is not happy with us, they have a direct relationship with us. In subscription publishing, the customer is the librarian, and the authors are sort of, you know, further away. But we have direct relationships with our authors, and we need to keep them happy. Otherwise, they'll go somewhere else, and now they have a lot of choice. So what are we doing? Well, for one thing, we've organised ourselves differently from a couple of years ago. This is the top-level view of the company. One of the things that, when I asked for feedback from the editors, people weren't quite sure who was responsible for what, so I'm going to try and quickly describe that. So, Matt, our Managing Director, who will be speaking to you shortly. Deborah, Commercial Director, who's sitting at the back there, who's responsible for all of our commercial activities, customer services, marketing, PR, sales, all of those sorts of things, building up our memberships, making sure that all of the people out there who want to interact with us are interacting with us. I'm Publishing Director. I'm responsible for everything up to the point of acceptance of the manuscript. I think I would say so. I'm responsible for acquisitions of new journals, and Stefan, who is at the back there, many of you will have dealt with. He has been talking to you about bringing your journals into our company's London today. No, but Christine she's also responsible for acquisitions, working on ideas that we have of new journals that you may not have thought of. Then journal development, and you've all met your journal development editors. Ruth and Ian are responsible for looking after the whole set of journals, and the journal development editors work with Ian. And Ian is also developing our data publishing, and there's very exciting things going on there, which I think Matt's going to allude to later. And we also have database publishing. We have various other activities that go on within. The big thing is the editorial of our in-house journals, where Michaela Torkau, who I don't think will be here today, but Jagdish Patel will be, who's the medical editor, important to here. We have a number of journals which have all the editorial work done in-house, and Jagdish will be talking to you a bit about how we do that, and what we can learn from you and what you can learn from us in terms of doing that. Brian Vickery, who unfortunately can't be here today, is our Chief Operating Officer, and he makes sure that everything works. So he's responsible for our journal editorial office, our production, our editorial production and production services, supplements, processing, making sure our websites work, our open repository product, and just making sure that all our processes and systems are working. And Mike Knuckle, who has only just joined us, is our new Chief Technology Officer and Technical Officer, and he is responsible for our IT operations and IT development. And as you can see, we have grown enormously. I think this is the number of BMC staff at the end of each year. The number in 2011 is the number we expect it to be at the end of the year. Nearly 300. And in 2008, when we ended 2008, we had just over 150. So we've doubled in size to meet this growth, and we continue to grow to make sure that we have the people to actually do the things we need to do. But more relevant to you, I think, is we have created the Journal Development Editorial. At the beginning, or 2 years ago, all of our journals which were run by external editors-in-chief were looked after by a very, very valiant set of 4 people. 3 of them are still in this room. All of them are still in this room, I think. Led by Alison Mercer, who used to be Alison Polk. And editors-in-chief dealt with a mailbox called Independent Journals at BioMed Central. And, you know, those 4 people tried really, really hard to do everything that our editors wanted, but there was no, we couldn't really do much more than be reactive. And we realised that wasn't good enough. And we created the Journal Development Editor role in the Journal Development Group so that every editor has a single contact that they can deal with, who can deal with not only journal development plans, but also anything else that is necessary. And that person will have a portfolio of similar journals so that we'll be able to really get familiar with the area that we're working in, and that, you know, we'll be at those conferences that are in that portfolio. We'll be able to see where the synergies might be between the journals and exploit those as much as possible.